Guys, we have a big breaking news coming out. Doomsday equipment has been activated. The bear leader Vladimir ordered to identify targets in Kiev for Orishnik. Now you have the bear claim that Vladimir has ordered a strike on Kiev with the Doomsday equipment Orishnik in response to potential Ukrainian strike in Moscow. And you guys already know today is a very important day. These next few days until the 11th, these days will be critical. Now, look, I want to show you something really quick here. The Red Dragon has arrived in Moscow. Zelensky, I'd be very careful. You got some very powerful people out there arriving in Moscow. 29 world leaders, including the Red Dragon leader, Zelensky. Don't fire any drones. Don't launch any drones out there. They have Doomsday equipment pointed at you. They have those Doomsday equipments, but guess what? Information's coming out. Several Ukrainian drones bound for Moscow. This dude, Zelensky, is really asking for WW3. Dude, world leaders are out there and you going to be launching drones? And now Vladimir is saying enough is enough. I want you guys to give me all the target list. I'm gonna take out the Doomsday equipment. I'm gonna show that dude that again, when it comes to Victory Day, remind him that we are victorious and we took down Germany. Alright guys, before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer request, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife Jessica Santiago at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida 34691. And for those of you that want to contribute to the channel, we do have the PayPal link and the Cash App link in the comments box and also the description box. Thank you so much for your support. Another way to support the channel is through Patreon. $5 a month will get you access to our live stream once a week. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on YouTube. And I did post some videos today, so if you guys want to check it out, the link to the Patreon will be in the description box. Thank you so much for your support. Guys, this equipment is no joke. They dropped this back in October 2024. And this kind of spooked many members of the alliance of NATO. I mean, when they saw that the bear dropped the Orishnik, that there kind of stopped a lot of stuff. All right, even Joe, the former leader, he was in shock. Now, Vladimir is getting those Doomsday missile activated and telling Zelensky, you try anything, you know what? If you strike my capital during the parade, it's going to be game on. So Zelensky, he's really trying to start something here. I mean, it should be, again, it's like we have an enemy strike on Veterans Day. I mean, come on, knock it off, Zelensky. We understand that you really want to drag the world into this biblical war to help you. But remember, these days are very important, not only for the bear, but also for the US, for the world, because WW2 ended. And you know how many soldiers? I mean, it just, again, just drop the missile, just drop all that. The bear is selecting targets in Kiev for the very powerful Orishnik. The bear leader Vladimir has ordered the defense ministry to identify targets in Ukraine capital for Orishnik. Doomsday missile. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Once again, please share the video, guys. Thank you so much for your support. So you have Vladimir, the leader of the bear, has instructed the Ministry of Defense to identify targets in Kiev. A strike with the Orishnik in retaliation for strike by the Ukrainian armed forces in Moscow on Victory Day. And they shut down everything. They shut down ATM machine. They shut down a lot of stuff in Moscow. This was reported by the Bear Telegram channel MASH, citing sources. The Bear assert that, according to their sources, the Ukrainian armed forces are allegedly preparing provocation in Moscow, more serious than drone strike. It is noted that the response to these will be severe. It will likely directly affect Kiev. For those of you that don't know, there's going to be 29 world leaders that is heading towards Moscow right now. The Red Dragon leader has arrived. Okay, very important people. You got the president of Venezuela. You got president of Brazil. Again, you got a lot of people showing up, and these are very powerful people. Now, Zelensky said a couple of days ago that if something happens during that day of parade, Zelensky said it's not because of me. All right, I'm not responsible for this. But at the same time, his drones are coming and is heading towards the Bear capital. So again, he's really, really, really trying to start something here. So you have Vladimir has given instruction to the Bear Ministry of Defense to identify a target in Kiev for a strike with the Oryzhnik. It seems there will be no cease plan, the report states. Well, to their part, yes, there's a cease plan, which again, the Bear, because they don't want, they are the one who came out with the 3 days of cease plan because of the victory of WW2 against Germany. So they're gonna have their stuff activated. They're gonna have their missiles activated because if something happens to Moscow, they're gonna make it rain fire on Crane. It ain't gonna be one Oryzhnik. There's gonna be a lot of Oryzhnik going on. And of course, Zelensky is going to cry. He's going to go on his laptop and going to send a message to all his Twitter friends that, yeah, you know, we got hit really hard. Yeah, because you hit them during parade, the Victory Day parade. Notably, the day before, Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry stated that Vladimir initiative for a 3-day cease plan on the occasion of Victory Day remain relevant. However, the spokesperson warned that the Bear would provide an adequate response if Crane continues attempts to carry out strike during this period. Look, I can understand they both going back and forth, whatever. I can understand that. But this is a very important event here because it was a time of distress, misery, chaos, confusion. During those time in the 40s and the crash of 29 and all, it wasn't only America, it was the entire world. Everything was just collapsing. And so evil has been destroyed. You guys already know the guy with the mustache in Germany, he was out. Everything was, Pearl Harbor, Japan waved the white flag. There were many, many, many boots that gave their life. I think it's time to put the missiles down, the drones down, and show the respect to the fallen soldiers. All right, but Zelensky really don't care about that. He really don't care about it. He's still firing. He's still launching drones out there. It goes to tell you that he only think about himself. All right, so give me a second here. I want to see if I can find some more information about this story here. Do me a favor, if you can, hit that notification bell. Okay, so according to MASH, and Vladimir has ordered the Bear Ministry of Defense to identify targets in Kiev for Oryzhnik strike, likely in retaliation for the recent waves of drone strike on the Bear conducted by Crane in recent days, building up to the Victory Day parade. All right, so this is the one here. Let me just click on this really quick. Vladimir has declared a 3-day cease plan. Zelensky is pretending that nothing is happening and criticizing the cease plan. Instead of a pause, Kiev is sending drones to Moscow and other regions of the Bear Federation. Which, that's true because this is happening. All right, so that's true because this here is happening. Several drones are bound for Moscow, so it's absolutely true. According to our sources, the Ukrainian armed forces in Moscow are preparing provocation more serious than drone strike. The response to them will be serious and will probably directly impact Kiev. Therefore, the authorities are retreating from the capital of Neznana, and they are already taking their loved ones out of the country. As Mass learned, Vladimir gave the Bear Defense Ministry the order to identify targets in Kiev for the August next strike. It looks like there will be no truce. Well, you could thank Zelensky for that because he doesn't want any truce. Give me a second here, guys. Okay. I want to see if I can find any more information here, guys. And I did post a video of India and Pakistan. Some things are going down between them too. So here's another picture. So you have the Red Dragon leader arrived in Moscow, Russia, the Bear today to attend the May 9th Victory Day parade and meet with the Bear top decision maker Vladimir. Someone just post this here. The drones. AI stuff. AI could be really creepy nowadays. Okay, so there's been some report. We're gonna jump to another news. There's been reports of massive strike going on, and I couldn't find anything. But the only report that the only report I put out was that India has plunged city into darkness because they're doing the drill. All right, they're turning off the lights, and it's like a drill thing going on. And Pakistan updates about imminent response. That's only news that I put out. But then there's been some other news that there was some kind of strike going on. Now this person here, this is Pakistan military, put out the information saying everyone in Sialkot is safe. Please stop spreading, certain fake info. We will update you if anything happens. All right, so it's a video here of people just enjoying their life out there. But there's been a lot of those stuff, a lot of false stuff out there. Please be very careful. And a lot of these videos they put out, a lot of those videos from years ago. I don't know why people do those type of stuff. So there is some activity going on. All right, there is some activity going on. So we're going to get to all this here, guys. We're going to get to all this. Now, give me 1 second. I'm just sharing some of these information. All right, so sharing a lot of information right now. Follow me on Twitter. I post a lot of stuff on Twitter, guys. I post a lot of stuff on Twitter. Um, give me a second. Um, I want to bring this one up. This is a very important news from Reuters. All right, so I'm just pausing the video first. I do not want to get hit with a copyright. I got some copyrights and stuff, and I'm trying to be very careful here, guys. Thank you so much for your patience. All right, so this is an update. The Red Dragon arrives in Moscow in show of support for Vladimir after Ukrainian drones target capital. Like I say, they need to be very careful here, all right? Because if something happens, let's say something happened to that dude right there, yeah, it would be over. It would be over for Crane. It would be over for Zelensky. It would be over. I'm. It would be over, nonstop. It just gonna drop the hammer on Crane, and I don't think Donna's gonna do nothing. Donna's just gonna walk away. NATO possibly is going to just stand still and say, you know what, whatever. The Red Dragon leader flew into Moscow on Wednesday for talks with Vladimir and a pomp-filled visit that Kiev has made it clear it opposes after Ukrainian drones targeted that region. Moscow shortly before he touched down. He's really asking for it. Again, the dude's really asking for it, Zelensky. So the Red Dragon leader, whose country buys more Russian oil and gas than any other, and which has thrown Moscow an economic lifeline that has helped it navigate Western sanctions imposed over its war in Ukraine, landed on Moscow airport soon after the Bear authorities said they had brought down another Ukrainian drone outside the capital. It says here it was the third day Ukraine has targeted Moscow with drones, and one of the Moscow main airport was forced to temporarily suspend its activity less than 3 hours before the Red Dragon leader arrival. We asked during a news briefing about air strikes by both sides on each other's capitals. A spokesperson for the Red Dragon Foreign Ministry did not comment on the Red Dragon leader trip, saying only that the top priority was to avoid an escalation in tensions. The Kremlin said that the attempted Ukrainian strike on Moscow showed Kiev tendency to commit acts of terror, you know what, and the Bear intelligence services and military were doing everything necessary to ensure the security of upcoming World War II commemoration, which the Red Dragon leader is due to attend. Ukrainian officials said on Wednesday that the Bear had launched its own airstrike on Kiev overnight, taking a mother and her young one. Man, that's brutal. My condolences and prayers to the families and friends that lost their loved ones. Man, so the Bear says it only targeted military objects. The Red Dragon leader is the most powerful world leader expected at the military parade on Moscow Red Square on Friday to mark the 80th anniversary of the victory of the SU and its allies over Germany. His visit hands the leader Vladimir an important diplomatic boost at a time when the Bear leader is keen to show his country is not isolated on the world stage. Once again, the Kremlin has touted the Red Dragon leader present along with the other 28 world leaders as a sign of Russia's growing global authority. I mean, you got 29 world leaders going to Moscow. Do we get some of that type of stuff going on here? I mean, again, we were part of WW2, but do we get something like that here? So it says, but Crane's foreign minister, in comment that seemed directed at the Red Dragon troops are due to march on Red Square on Tuesday, urged countries not to send their military to participate in the May 9th parade. Such participation will go against some countries declaring neutrality in the biblical war. Alright, guys. So, this is a very important breaking news here. This is, again, you have the Russia's nuclear forces on extreme high alert, on full force alert. So they do have Orbisnek, and you have a lot of these leaders arriving. At the same time, Zelensky, knock it off. Go to Chuck E. Cheese, man. Take 3 days off or something. Go to Chuck E. Cheese, or go somewhere. Go watch a baseball game. Do something else. You know, and again, just stop pushing the button, because if you hit something and you hit something really big, yeah, it would be over for you. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please share the video. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. Once again, guys, $1 a month Patreon. We get to access to our live stream every Monday. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on the platform. Also, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Put faith and trust in Jesus Christ, for He's the only way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father except through Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.